we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions. So one of the methods that you can use is you can say, well, I've got 2/3 plus 3/4, and I want to rewrite 2/3 on the left-hand side here. And on the right-hand side, I want to write the 3/4, but I want them to have the same denominator. So 3 and 4 go into what number? Well, 3 times 4 is 12. So 12 can be my common denominator. Now the question is, what do I do to 3 to get to 12? Well, I multiply by 4. Therefore, I must multiply 2 by 4 to get 8. And then what do I do to 4 to get to 12? I multiply by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And your answer then is 8 add 9, which is 17 over 12, which you can then simplify into a mixed number. And you can say 12 into 17 go 1, 5 left over. So the answer is 1 and 5/12. Now, an easier way to do this is as follows. So if I rewrite the question, all we do is we draw the line, add the sign, okay? Draw the line, add the sign. You multiply the denominators, which gives me 12. You start with the top left number, and there is a reason for that, which I'll explain a little bit later. You multiply 2 times 4, which gives me 8, 3 times 3, which gives me 9, and you can see straight away we get exactly the same answer. Let's try this one, 1/3 plus 4/8. So a few things here. We can do the same thing again. So we can either write the common denominator, so 3 and 8. Well, 3 times 8 is 24. And you can then go down this route. 3 times 8 gives me 24. 1 times 8 gives me 8. And then 8 times 3 gives me 24. 4 times 3 gives me 12, which gives me 20 over 24, which is the same as 10 over 12, which is 5 over 6. However, there's a couple of things that we can do. If you look at that question again, what if we were to simplify the 4/8 before even starting? Well, 4/8, when you simplify that, is how many 4s go into 4? 1. How many 4s go into 8? 2. So that fraction is exactly the same as 1/3 plus a half, which is so much simpler. You can now do the same method, and you can say, well, the common denominator in this case is going to be 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. And you can say 3's into 6 go 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. And 2 times 3 is 6. And 1 times 3 is 3. And the answer is 5/6. The other way, 1/3 plus a half, assuming that you've already simplified from question 4, you draw the line, you add the sign, 3 2s are 6, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, gives you 5 over 6. Now this method that we've just been through is called cross multiplication. And when you do more advanced maths like GCSE and you're looking at algebraic fractions, this is the method that you would need to use because it makes life so much easier. Here we've got a subtraction question, 4/6 minus 2/4. Well, it's always beneficial to try and simplify each individual fraction if you can before you even start the question. So in this case, if I look at 4/6, I can say 2's into 4 go 2 and 2's into 6 go 3. And if I look at 2/4, I can see 2's into 2 go 1, 2's into 4 go 2, which means I can rewrite the original fraction as 2/3 minus a half. Then we use exactly the same method as we did earlier. Draw the line, add the sign. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. And 1 times 3 is 3, which gives you 1 over 6. Now remember earlier I said that you always start with the top left number. The reason for that is this. Imagine you did the same thing again. 3 times 2 is 6, and you did 1 times 3 by mistake, and 2 times 2. Can you see you've now got a negative fraction? And we've done it the wrong way around, and we're going to make a mistake. Let's look at this question now. 6/8 minus 4/8. Well, this is fairly simple. And quite often when we're on autopilot and we know our method, we might be tempted to say, oh, 6/8 minus 4/8, let's draw the line, add the sign and cross multiply. But if you look at this, it's actually very simple. The denominators are exactly the same. So we know our answer will have the same denominator, and all we do is subtract the top numbers. 6 minus 4 is 2. Simplify that. 2's into 2 go 1. 2's into 8 go 4. And there's our solution. Now it's your turn to have a go. Look at the question 7/8 minus 3/6. Pause the video now and come back as soon as you've finished. How did you do? Well, if we go ahead and draw the line and add the sign, 8 6s are 48. Starting with the top left, 7 6s are 42. 3 8s are 24. That gives me 18 over 48. If I divide those by 2 again, I get 9 over 24. And I can see 3 goes into 9 and 24. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 24 8 times. And there's the answer.